Hi Aquarius, this is your October 2015 horoscope with me, Lada from astrolada.com, for everyone who has their sun or ascendant in Aquarius. And you can find out your ascendant by going to my birth chart calculator. You need to know your time of birth. I'm putting a link here for the calculator. Enter your details and go to the planetary detail table where you will find the ascendant sign and listen to both predictions. Even if they're somehow contradictory, you'll see that both are happening on a certain level in your life. You have the bigger picture if you listen to both predictions. Okay, and that's Western astrology. That's not sidereal Vedic. That's Western tropical zodiac we're using here. And if you want to have more specific predictions, which is only for you, because these are more general, just scroll below all the tables on the birth chart calculator, and you will see a table, a transit hit list for the next 3 years, which happen only to you and no one else in the world, unless you have a twin brother born in the same place and the same second with you. But anyway, and I have a video for each of those planetary influences, which are specific just for you. We're shooting today from the Canary Islands, which, according to ancient knowledge, were part of a continent which got submerged, and that will be Atlantis, of course, because the Canary Islands is in the Atlantic Ocean, just to give you some background information. So what is happening in October for us Aquarius? I'm also Aquarius, my ascendant is there, and let's see what the stars demand from us, or what the stars are going to help us with. The south and north node of the moon, Ketu and Rahu as we call them as well, will be changing signs, and they're the planet of they're not even planets, they're points, astronomical points in space, which are responsible for our evolution. And if we follow their imperative messages, we're gonna have more progress spiritually and materially. So this is how it's gonna go over the next 1.5 years, because Rahu, the planet of what you have to develop and where you have support, and where you can manifest on the material level, and where you can have progress, is going into your 8th house, Aquarius, in our 8th house. While Ketu, the planet where we have to let go of certain beliefs, certain attachments, certain ways of doing things, is going into our 2nd house. So what does it mean? First, let's start with Ketu, what we have to let go of, what we have to detach. 2nd house is material, financial things. It doesn't mean we're all gonna get poor and we have to stop having money and renounce money, or material possessions. But it indicates that certain kind of a detachment will appear over the next 1.5 years in regards to material resources, in regards to trying to have control over them. And if you're resisting that, if you're trying to control all the material resources and trying to always be the one who organizes and makes, of course we have to be the one that try to, to support ourselves. But if you're too obsessed with money, if you're trying to control too much with material possessions or attached to such matters, there'll be certain losses. It will come to you in the hard way. The universe will bring in this detachment by you hitting on stones or certain losses that happen in financial matters. So in this way, it will encourage you to become more detached. And so you say, okay, these were my plans for how my finances are going to go. But obviously, the universe has a different plan, because certain expenses can keep coming, or certain unexpected things that you have to, the resources will have to get allocated to. Or if you've been expecting to make money in certain ways or to get material security in certain ways, this might not go according to plan. And this is all to encourage you to develop this kind of detachment and to say to yourself, well, I'm doing my best. Of course, you always have to do your best no matter what. But now, I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm leaving it in God's hands, and He will take care of that. And the interesting thing is, because Ketu is a spiritual planet, it indicates God's will. And the moment you let go of the things that Ketu asks you to, you don't have to let go of material things, as I said. You don't have to go throw out your clothes and empty your bank account, but you have to let go of attachments to how you want to make things work there in regards to your finance. Maybe you imagine yourself that you're going to make money this way, or that you're going to spend your money this way, or that you're going to, that resources are going to come from this place. And God says, like, I have a different plan, so give it to me. So your attitude for the next 1.5 years, your strategy should be, I'm allowing, I'm not going to try to control and to envision, how the material stability will come to me, how everything will be arranged to control every minute detail of my financial situation. I'm doing my best, but I'm letting it to God. And the moment you develop this state of detachment towards material things and towards your financial situation, something unlocks. And there is something like a psychological unblocking, and then the universe takes over, and God takes over, and he manifests, or she, her plans for you in regards to your material success. And actually, the faster you release psychologically attachments to the ways how you understand things should happen in regards to money and material possessions, the faster you can create this unblocking over the next 1.5 years, and the faster prosperity can come. Have you heard that the more you want something, the more you can sometimes block it? Well, that happens when Ketu transits a house. And when you detach and you say, okay, whatever it is will be, and then these resources start coming from other places where you didn't expect, and you kind of learn to trust the universe in that respect, But we have to focus now where Rahu is. Where Rahu is, we can put, we have the green light. We can basically we can make things happen if we try with our will. Rahu develops things materially, and 8th house is again a financial house, but it's a financial house connected to other people's resources. So you can benefit, for example, from another person's, from your partner might have an increase. And while you are trying to control your finances, instead of doing that and worrying about your own finances, release it, and you'll see it will come from another source, maybe often very unexpected. And Rahu is there with Jupiter, the planet of opportunities and expansion and growth. So all of a sudden you can get a financial increase through another person. Maybe you can meet a man that helps you, maybe your husband, or maybe a loan can come to you, or maybe you can start a business partnership, and from this business partnership, resources or new ideas for resources can come to you. I had a client who recently, she was so worried about her money, and she was having Ketu transit in the 2nd house. And she was like, I've been saving so hard to doing this project, but now these expenses came, and I'm so upset, and how it's going to happen? And I told her, relax, don't worry. And she adapted this attitude, and within 2-3 months she came and said, my husband got a big promotion now, and I got a business partnership with someone, and this business partnership is actually bringing this other woman she partnered with is bringing great ideas for financial development. So you have to, if you want financial increase, ask and you shall receive, so to speak, and look out for to basically open yourself for support from others. Don't try to think it all out on your own, in a sense, how to make it happen. And 8th house is also the house of sexuality on another level, the deep, intimate bonding with another person. When Rahu transits the 8th house, they can be new innovative ways of bonding, because Rahu is this rebellious, progressive energy. So instead of being self-sufficient, open yourself to your partner. Maybe the sex life can improve as well sometimes, when Rahu is there. And you have to learn also to trust another. Rahu transiting the 8th house on the deep psychological level, it's all about learning to trust. It's all about learning to allow another to take care of you emotionally, not only financially. 8th house is not only other people's finances. It's psychologically, it's emotionally, it's financially, it's allowing another human being and opening yourself to another. And if you normally are someone who does not trust others, while Rahu transits your 8th house over the next 1.5 years, you'll learn to, or the universe will force you to learn to open yourself and embrace the help from another, or to stop doubting their motives, because you'll have to rely on another for some reason. And it's not necessary that you'll be impoverished, that's why you have to rely on another for some reason, but maybe for moral, for emotional support of some sort, And of course, definitely Jupiter is there with Rahu. Definitely there is increased financial that comes from actually a bit more unexpected sources. Okay, what else is happening? let's see particularly in October what's happening. We'll actually have a trigger already of this 8th house. For a month and a half, Mars and Venus will be in your 8th house. So there can be some psychological transformations that happen, because 8th house is also a very psychological house, house that of pains, of trauma from the past. And Mars can make a breakthrough, because Mars is this very piercing surgery, laser-like sharp energy. And Mars is the natural ruler of the 8th house, the scorpionic energy. So when Mars transits your 8th house, Aquarius, over in October, most of the whole of October, Mars is there, you know. You can have some small psychological breakthrough. The next time Mars will be there again will be in 2.5 years. So it's, you know, it's a rare opportunity to have maybe like surgically almost remove something from your psychology which has been bothering you. And it might be painful, because surgeries are never easy. But in the literal sense, sometimes small surgeries can happen when Mars is in the 8th house, or small accidents, which trigger psychological transformation of some sort in yourself. Because 8th house is this house that we need to, you know, to transform. This is where we transform psychologically. And talking about that, I forgot to tell that while Rahu transits your 8th house, our 8th house, over the next year and a half, we'll have a huge psychological transformation. Again, it will be something like a psychological surgery, removal of past life or past early life traumas, because this is one of the psychological houses, just like the 4th and the 12th. So the process already can start from October. And 8th house is also our demons. While Rahu transits there, it can increase our demons to a big extent. But it escalates it so we can face those demons and win them over, so to speak. So whatever your demons are, something that has more control over you, something that is more intense over you, might be a person, might be a substance, might be a habit, something that might be a compulsion of some sort. Rahu will escalate it, but will also help you find the resources to deal with it on the material, practical level. And the process already is triggered from October with Mars and Venus and Jupiter already in your 8th house. And it's also quite hidden house. So certain secrets can be happening around October. Certain things that are secretive, that are quite intense as well, that your emotionality increases. So also, you become a bit like a detective. You might become a bit more obsessive, but you can't rest till you get to the bottom of a matter. So it's a great time in October for certain type of research, for certain type of getting answers about questions, of psychologically searching yourself or searching another and getting to the bottom of some matter. You have the green light in such matters. And also on the mundane level, more financial developments in regards from October already, your finances that come to you through others, so that are connected to other people in your life in some sort. And then there is Mercury and the Sun are in our 9th house, Aquarius. So even though the 8th house is quite full and making things a bit more intense, the Sun and Mercury in our 9th house are also bringing us a bit of light, of more optimism. We're starting to see the bigger picture, definitely. There is like a refresh of energy. 9th house is very inspirational. We're getting new inspirations. We're getting signals and from omens from God. You might meet someone that inspires you to take a different path, or it might not be something huge, because the Sun is in your 9th house every year, basically. But it kind of uplifts the mode. The solar energy is energy of activity, of action. And when it's in the 9th house, it supports Aquarius overall in their actions, and tends to be very productive, very more optimistic month on the whole. And Mercury is there, so you might be arranging certain things connected to travel, certain things connected to teaching, to higher education, planning, organizing, certain things connected to advertising, to making yourself more, to reaching out bigger circles as well. 9th house is connected to advertising, to travel. Oh, I said all those things. So yeah, this is the main area of focus for us, Aquarius. Thank you very much. Subscribe to my channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Or call me at astrolada.com for reading, personal reading, or one of my psychics or astrologers who can answer to you on the same day, while for me, you might have to wait for a couple of months. Thank you very much, Aquarius, and bye-bye.